check, check, check. Mic check, 1, 2, mic check, 1, 2. Okay. Let's see. This one is down.
I took your seat.
This. What's new with Max Schuster?
Not much. How are you?
Living the good life. Living the good life. We have roster sheets available. Where's the folder? Thank you kindly.
There you go.
And when would you like to take off?
About 5.
Okay.
A little after start, yeah. A little after 5, probably, but about 5. Storyline. Last year's rematch. Rematch from last year.
Yeah.
I was on that call.
Yeah.
Which was fun for me because those were my best friends on the court. So
yeah.
Are you taking stats or? I can do it, or I'll just pull up the online thing.
I was well. If you.
No, you're good.
Okay. Because I was preparing for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Calls.
No, you're good.
But.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to chip in however you like. So
yeah, if you want to just prep for your call, Rylan and I can take it over too. So whatever you need to do for you.
Hey, it's your guys' call. I know this is your school, so whatever you'd like.
Yeah, no, it was my school. I'm an alumni now.
That's right.
So it's just a normal game.
Well, what would you like? Either way, my friend.
It's up. I mean, you just chime in whenever you like. Like for, what do you mean?
You want me to chip in for color? Or?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, if you like to chip in for color, just whatever you want to add.
How about this? You guys, you got the call. I'll produce.
Okay.
I'll be here.
Okay. Thank you.
Fun to listen. We are in open. Let's have a good one.
Yup.
Making a great broadcast.
The Mount Si lost to WIAA.
In 10. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Good morning from the Tacoma Dome. This is the Centralia College pregame show brought to you by the Welding Training Program. If you are interested in the welding program, visit centralia.edu and blaze your trail at Centralia. Max Schuster, Danny Dudock, and Rylan Hubbard here for this morning's matchup between the Richland Bombers and the Mount Si Wildcats. Familiar faces, as this is the last year's rematch of the 4A state championship. Both teams in different situations coming into today, but both teams playing for a lot, trying to keep their season alive and earn themselves a trophy in tomorrow's matchup, which, like we just saw, will be against the Camas Papermakers.
Yeah, no, exactly. And you said familiar faces, but both these teams saw each other last year, but the actual rosters themselves not very familiar. Brand new teams for both of them, lost a lot of seniors. So tonight we have a whole different team. It will be a whole different game style for both sides of the basketball. And as you said, Max, we called last game Papermakers, and they'll be advancing on. So I'm excited to see whether we see a rematch between Richland and Camas like we saw in the district championship, or we'll see Mount Si versus Camas. Either way, it will be a great game.
It's also intriguing in a game like this one, a lot different than stakes of last year's state championship. And this still is a game where your season ends if you lose.
Yeah.
So for this matchup, with coming off of a loss, how do you respond and get yourselves ready for another morning matchup? So to see how the teams will respond will be one of the main questions here today.
Yeah, and a couple of players I want to focus on because I feel like we're going to be saying their name a lot. First off, for Mount Si, coming off of yesterday's game. When you talk about points, Hudson Mosgrip had 12 points, and he was the leading scorer, only player above 10 points for the Wildcats in yesterday's matchup against Puyallup. However, Chase Mentick had two 3-pointers as well. Knowing he can get hot is also a big threat for the Bombers. Now on the Bombers, they have two players that really do everything on the offensive side, and that's Landon Northrup coming off a 32-point game, and on Wednesday he had 29. There we go. Found the average. 29. So
seems pretty okay.
Yeah, he's having himself a pretty okay tournament so far, as well as Lance Hornevet, who had 19 in yesterday's match against the West Valley Rams. Now, both of you two know by calling some games today and just seeing the state tournament throughout, in these matchups, playing for Saturday but not for the championship, it really comes down to what team decides to show up. We saw this morning, Camas showed up. They came out to an early lead and a big lead early. And they never let that go. And Auburn just didn't wake up, wasn't ready to show up right away. They got it going, but couldn't not enough to make the comeback. And so what we'll see what team shows up today and this morning at 10:30 here in the woodshed of the Tacoma Dome. We'll come back with some starters after the break.
Okay. Get that out of our system and away we go.
Yeah, I realize I just can't talk, so.
Is that what we're doing right now? Trying to talk? Do you guys like a lot of ads in the middle? You want to talk through the timeouts?
Full timeouts, break, half timeout, or 30 seconds.
Okay, you guys want that? Okay, yeah. Keep it at the standard.
Let's see the pen. Oh, wait, I have a pen.
Yeah.
Wait.
You know what?
Go.
Yeah. I'll offer color.
Yeah, sweet.
Fans, welcome to Tacoma. Let us demonstrate in a easy victory for a varsity basketball game. Between the Mount Si Wildcats and the Richland Bombers. Tacoma will now be our first opponent in Golf 5 during the WIAA state tournament at Run School year. we celebrate heritage, history, and cultural contributions of Indigenous students, coaches, administrators, officials, and spectators. We honor their stewardship of the land and ecosystem.
So what's Max Schuster up to besides being in Wazoo and celebrating in Seattle?
Just kind of hanging out. I've had a couple opportunities broadcast-wise.
Okay.
I called ESPN Plus game for U of I.
All right.
That was fun. Just been hanging out.
I love it.
Living.
Rylan, what are you trying to do?
The exact same thing Max is doing. I plan on attending WC next year.
Okay, go to
Taking the
Murrow.
same path. Yeah, Murrow.
That's a good school. Great people there. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back here to the Tacoma Dome. Both teams trying to keep their season alive as the introductions are going. I'll read through the starters for tonight's or this morning's matchup, starting with the visiting Mount Si Wildcats. Starting at guard is number 0 Jake Banofsky, as well as Hudson Moskrip, number 1, Brady Hennig, number 5, as well as Drendon Knobsrud, number 21, and rounding out their starting lineup is number 40, Liam Heidi. On the other side of things, for the home in their white, the Bombers, number 1, Landon Northrup, joined alongside Lance Hornevet, as well as number 10, Josiah Skako, number 14, Silent Kiesel Kauhane, and number 22, Jackson Woodard. It'll be an exciting morning here. We'll see what team shows up just moments away. It'll be a good matchup. Both very well-established programs. Both teams feels like every year are playing for something on Saturday.
Always a constant mainstay, both these two programs, and what you could say down years considering their standards. But for Mount Si, this was a year of what if for many reasons, but now a chance to play into Saturday and then going up against a familiar foe in Richland. So now you reinvigorate a rivalry again, and if you want to keep your season alive, well, going up against a team that ended it last year, do it for part 2.
Exactly that. One team, they're just trying to keep Richland's number at Mount Si. And Richland, they didn't. There's a couple players on the court, and Landon Northrup and Lance Hornevet, that they started in that championship game, and they have a bitter taste in their mouth left over from last year. We'll see what plays out here. An early morning tip-off at 10:36. It's Hornevet and Heidi tipping off.
Nothing like the tension before any game, loser out game. A lot of fun to be had. Hey, let's have fun, guys.
The Bombers will win the tip, and it's Northrup at the helm of the Bombers offense. Inside, Hornevet. Mid-range jumper. That one bounces out. It'll be the Wildcats who have an early chance to take the first points of the game. Banofsky over to Heidi. Deep three-pointer. Rattles off the front iron. It'll go out of bounds. Bomber ball.
So both teams moving fairly quickly there, right off the tip. Both getting one pass into one player, and they take the shot almost instantly. So that might be a little bit of a future ahead of us to see how this game's going to go. Two very fast-paced offenses. You don't really see them take down the shot clock. They move extremely quickly.
Northrup back inside of Hornevet. Spinning around, going over the top, off the front rim again, brought in this time by Heidi. They'll move quick. Banofsky, jumper, bounces around, falls out, brought in by Woodard. Woodard pushes the floor, wide open lane to the basket, off the glass, falls, and first 2 points on the board for the Bombers.
Coast to coast for Jackson Woodard, splitting the Red Sea with ease.
Banofsky, guarded by Woodard, out on the three-point line. Didn't like his chances. Hornevet, hand in the face. Driving baselines, Heidi. He'll take it to the rim. Right over the top of the defender. All square at twos. Turnover by the Bombers. Quick transition. Foul by Landon Northrup. And going to the line, it'll be Hudson Mosgrip.
For Mount Si with that bucket earlier from Brady Hennig. And boy, he's so fantastic for this Mount Si team. We saw it last season, playing a massive role this year for Mount Si. So much talent across this Mount Si team. Have to imagine they'll certainly be back. Look at the block at the end of the sequence.
Mosgrip can't connect on the first. Second one no good as well, but he gets his own rebound and keeps possession alive. Quickly turned over to the Bombers. Northrup will slow things down and set the Bomber offense up. Woodard from three-point land, in and out, brought in by the Wildcats. Bonovsky once again setting up the offense for the Wildcats. Inside, looking for Heidi down low. Tipped away by Skako, and the Bombers working quick. Woodard drives again, kicks back out to Skako. It's in the hands of Northrup. Northrup coming off such a big performance, still looking for early points as Hornevet drives. Going up between the defenders and rolling that one in.
Hornevet doing exactly what he needed to do there, use his size. Hennig obviously guarding him. Hennig being a big guy as well. He's 6'7", but Hornevet just has that 1 extra inch of height on him, and he's used that exactly to get over him for that bucket.
Bonovsky. Hennig from three, that time snaps the nylon.
Off-ball screen, set it all up. Can't allow Brady Hennig to spring loose. Outside, making Richland pay.
Now it's Skako. Over to Woodard. Northrup gets the guy to jump by, and he connects from three and answers back.
And Northrup going right back to his bread and butter. We saw it the first 2 games of this tournament. He loves to shoot that three. Once he gets that defender to hesitate, it's an open look for him, and he doesn't miss a lot of those.
Northrup with 4 3-pointers last night. Now Bonovsky driving. Hornevet on him. He didn't like his chances. Back inside to Heidi. Heidi off the glass, can't connect. Brought in by Hornevet. And Northrup, he'll take it inside. Looking for someone to bail him out, and they'll bring it back to the outside with Woodard and set the offense up. Kiesel Kalhane inside, spinning around off the glass, drops the 2.
And Kiesel Kalhane being a big linebacker, 3-sport athlete right there. He uses that size, you can tell, kind of lowering the shoulder and getting just an easy bucket right there because of his size.
Inside, Hennig. Hennig spinning around and drops it. Timeout called by the Wildcats. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. So far, Danny, what have you seen from these 2 teams early in the first quarter?
Well, let's look at some of these highlights, beginning with Richland, and it's been apparent their presence in the paint has been the key for their offense. Defensively, Mount Si has been able to gain their scoring from perimeter shooting. We saw that several times with Brady Hennig already in this game. So I'm intrigued to see how that paint battle is going to play throughout the course of this game with the coaching adjustments that will happen throughout the course of the contest. So I'm watching that paint areas in particular, the defensive adjustments for both teams.
In for the Bombers now is Braylon Edwards as well as Nate Moore. Subbing in for the Wildcats is Chase Mentick. Woodard looking inside to Northrop. He goes up high, soaring for it. Can't get the fadeaway, falling down shot to go. Hennig going the other way. Going up, fouled through the contact and one. Going to the line, trying for three the old-fashioned way.
Boy, he's fantastic, Brady Hennig. What can't he do for this Mount Side team? Going to be incredible to watch next year. It'll extend for the bucket.
And
fantastic play.
They pick up Josiah Skako with that foul, and Josiah Skako, a guy who doesn't veer away from that pressure, Defensive Player of the Year in the Mid-Columbia Conference. So he's a tough guy to get a bucket on, but Hennig just so powerful and so great with the ball that he was able to just put that in over him.
Inside Hornevet, high off the glass. Richland back in the lead.
That's what happens when you're 6'8". You have that height advantage for the easy bucket.
Mentink inside. Backdoor cut, had Hennig. Not able to connect with him was Knavelsrud. Now it's Hennig. Guarded by Skako, tipped away, but maintains in possession, under 10 on the shot clock. Mentink driving. Baseline, dribble it off the foot of Northrop. Only 3 on the shot clock, though, so they'll need to get a quick shot up.
Richland has liked to use man-to-man defense. Outside loves that off-ball screen. We'll see it here possibly.
Quick pass in, quick pass, that time deflected by Hornevet. It'll be going the other way after a shot clock violation. Bomber ball.
Good defense from Lance Hornevet for Richland, guarding the left block.
Yeah, and Braylon Edwards also getting some credit there, being able to strip that away, not letting anything off the inbound as well.
Skip pass over to Moore. I'm gonna bring it back to the top with Skako. Working this near side. Four Bombers have touched the ball in this possession. Hornevet looks to finish it. He can't do it. Tipped away, brought in by the Wildcats. Hennig at the controls of the offense.
I'll say he has all 10 points.
Driving left, going up through contact, no foul called, brought in by Northrop. Now it's Edwards the other way, back to Hornevet. Hornevet off the glass.
Great drive from Lance Hornevet.
And Lance Hornevet looking to make a comeback tonight. After last night, he didn't really do so well in the paint, had struggles against West Valley because they had such good defense. So tonight, this morning, looking to get kind of a rebound game.
Hennig stepping through the contact, finding some open space, and he gets the mid-range to fall.
You can't stop that. You just cannot stop Brady Hennig at all.
Baseline, Northrop. Over the defender, brought in by the Wildcats. Under a minute now here remaining in the first quarter. 13-12, the Bombers lead. Wildcats with a chance to take the lead. Mentink going left on Northrop. Can't connect on the lay-in. Bombers will push the floor. Down low, Skako. Around Brady Hennig. And they grow the lead. No shot clock. The Wildcats will look for one last shot here in the first quarter. Possibly tie things up.
Who would you trust here, you would think?
I'd say maybe the guy with all 12 points.
Maybe.
Just a hunch.
Mosgrip inside. Now it's no other than Hennig. Deep three-pointer off the front iron. Quick turnover and last chance opportunity. Can't end the first quarter with a bucket. 15-12. The Bombers lead the Mount Si Wildcats in this rematch of last year's 4A state championship.
And we're clear. If Mentink makes a play, I want to say something.
Okay. Which Mentink?
There's only one.
Oh yeah, there's only one Mentink. You're right.
Didn't you have a brother last year?
He did have a brother last year. So that I was gonna say we could talk about. So Brady Hennig, Mentink, and Heidi have brothers, and then Woodard and Northrop both have. Well, Woodard had the brother from last year, and then Northrop's brother is like a Richland guy too. So I mean, but I think we can. Who played on last year's team? We can talk about.
I think Mentink and Woodard both had.
Yeah, Mentink
exactly.
and Woodard, and then 2 years ago Heidi.
There's a specific thing about Mentink I want to bring up if he makes a play.
What is it? Okay.
I got it. In 3, we'll glide us back in. 1.
Start of the second quarter here in the Tacoma Dome. Bombers lead by 3. Mentink driving across the key, finds the open guy. Not able to get it to drop was Stanfield. It's Hornevet on the near side, guarded by Hennig. Pull up, mid-range jumper, that falls easy.
Quick step back from Lance Hornevet.
Banofsky, guarded by Ravel. Driving, Ravel will pick up a foul as he takes him to the ground. Going to the line, trying for 2. Mount Si still looking for their first scorer other than Brady Hennig to get some points on the board. Banofsky on the line has a chance to do it.
Jake Banofsky, part of 2 seniors, this Mount Si team.
Can't get the first to drop.
Team very well used to success. Look at the championship last season against Richland.
Second one does drop. And Banofsky, one of the players that played on that team for Mount Si, on that championship team, he knows what it's like to be in the dome. He knows what it's like to win in the dome. That experience usually comes into play late in the game. Hornevet driving, fouled on the way up. Now it'll be his turn on the charity stripe.
Foul does go against
Hennig.
Yes.
Hornevet rattles out the first. Now we were talking over break about the families that we've seen represented in the state tournament from both these teams. Obviously Brady Hennig, the younger brother of Trevor Hennig, one of the most dominant performances we've seen in a state championship last year, and he carried them to that. Liam Heidi, the brother of his older brother Miles Heidi, down at San Diego State. He's a stud. And then on the Bombers for Woodard, Josh Woodard, almost a triple-double in last year's state championship. So there's some depth in families. Some championship families on the court right now.
Close connected communities, you can also say, for both schools. Got to shoot.
Shot clock violation. It'll be going the other way. The second shot clock violation of this half for the Wildcats. Bombers playing a suffocating defense, keeping it outside the paint, not allowing them to get good shots off.
Yeah, not much you can do if you're Chase Mentink except throw up a prayer. Shot clock winding down. Outside, still trying to find their edge in scoring outside of Brady Hennig for the most part.
Driving, Hornevet spinning around, pass it right to the defender. It's Mentink. He works it up to Banofsky. Kick back out to Mentink from three-point land, and he gets it to go.
What a series from Chase Mentink, making his mom proud.
On the other end, the Bombers answer.
Chase Mentink, mother Angie, been announced as Seattle Mariners color commentator, was watching our broadcast yesterday. Doing it during a production meeting for her work.
Now it's the Bombers on the other end. Driving, it's Hornevet. Hornevet goes up around the defender.
Right now, it's just a battle between Hornevet and Hennig. Who can do better down low right now? Both of them leading their team in scoring. Northrop had to come out for a little bit because of a little bit of a blood issue, not doing much on the court, and both of these guys going at it right now. It's going to be a battle, and so fun to watch these two for the rest of the game.
Hornvet guarding Hennig. Fadeaway mid-range shot. Bounces out, brought in, kept alive, and 2 points scored by Knavelsrud.
Yeah, Drenton Knavelsrud with incredible patience on that offensive possession.
Now it's Woodard from the elbow. Now kept alive by the Bombers. Deep three-point land. Northrop in and out. Brought in by Edwards again across the key. It was to Ravel, driving now Hornavet, and fouled. Lots of action down there. Lots of possessions and second chance opportunities, which here in the Tacoma Dome, if you look at stats at the end of the game, you can usually tell who wins the game based on offensive rebounds, and we've seen that time and time again.
And Braylon Edwards right there, just showing a lot of grit. He's only standing at 6'2", maybe with some good shoes on, and he's getting 2 big offensive rebounds over guys much, much, much taller than him.
It's a case of desire in many ways, especially in these big games. And in an instance like this, sometimes it can be tough to play your best brand of basketball with it being in the morning, the stakes being what it is.
Hornavet with the second to fall. The Mount Si Wildcats now with Mentink running their offense. Guarded by Woodard. Goes over to Mosgrip. Back to none other than Hennig. Brady Hennig spinning around, takes it to the rim. Blocked by Northrop. Gets his own put back up, fade away. Unstoppable shot there from Brady Hennig.
How's that for pure desire? Hennig did not give up on the play after 1-2 attempts. That's why he's one of the best players in 4A.
Woodard over to Hornavet. They'll keep it on the outside. Woodard drives left. High off the glass. Tried to bring it in was Kiesel Kauhane, but was brought in by the Wildcats. Mentink will push the floor. He drives baseline. Gets the defender to jump, goes back inside to Heidi. Heidi bounces it off the rim, brought in by the Bombers. 4-point game. Both these teams showed up this morning. Northrop going to the paint, pulls up over the defender, fouled on the way up, and he'll be going to the line trying for 2.
And that's something that Northrop could catch defenses so kind of off guard. Is you go look at the stat lines in his previous games, you see a lot of these three-pointers made. You kind of think, okay, he's a shooter, you got to watch out. But then he'll come right inside. He's got that 6'4" frame, pretty built, and he can go inside and draw a lot of contact. You see him shoot a lot of free throws.
Northrop misses on the first. Yeah, like you said, Ryland, shooting 15. He was 12 for 15 on free throws yesterday. No surprise to see him back on the charity stripe today. Mentink, guarded by Moore. Looking inside, goes there. Mentink out on the outside. Good give and go. Heidi on the inside gets his own putback and gets 2 to fall. Gets this. They're only trailing by 3 now. Cuts the lead to 3. Tipped out of bounds by Hennig. Able to get a good hand in there. Northrop into Hornavet. Tipped away by Knavelsrud.
So right now, Mount Si with really quick hands, kind of turning up a second gear right now. It seems like they're coming off at every single screen, extremely elusive, quick hands, not letting the Bombers go anywhere.
It's a full timeout called by the Bombers, but we'll stay here with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in this first half. It's still a 3-point game. When we talk about teams showing up here in this consolation bracket. But you can see from these replays, Hornevet, he's hitting shots on the other end. Of course, Brady Hennig's hitting shots. And it just seems like both these teams showed up. They both want to play. And we're going to have a good game that comes down to the wire.
Well, the depth from outside has started to find their way into the scoring display. You've seen contributions from Brendan Knavel's-Ruud, Jason Mintig synced to 3 earlier, Liam Heide working in the post. So from outside, they're finding their way through offensive scoring outside of their key star, the person of Brady Hennig. So outside has been trailing the entirety of the game. They're starting to stretch that deficit down to only 1 possession. So for Richland, you still have a lot of great offensive contributors to work from. And you're scoring well balanced throughout the roster.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here in the remaining of the first half. Outside, they've been playing. They've had a good second quarter. Cut that lead, like you said, Danny, back to 3. And we'll see what they can do if they can gain their first lead of the game here in this first half. Spinning around, it's Northrup. He goes up over Heide and gets the 2 to fall.
Landon Northrup can literally do it all. He even has a 3.7 GPA. He can do everything well, it seems.
Driving left, going up, blocked by Kalhane, but it'll be a foul called on the way up to the block. They'll call that on Silent Kiesel Kalhane. His first personal, team second foul. First one falls for Mosgrip. Checking back into the game for the Wildcats, Jake Banofsky. Looking to get this lead back to 3, left that one short. It'll be the Bombers' ball with just over 2 minutes to play here in this first half.
Yeah, I know Mount Si is struggling from the free throw line now. We've seen a lot of misses from them. If they're able to come back and make a couple more of those in between in the first quarter and the second quarter, we could be looking at a tied game.
Spinning around again, Northrup, he goes up fouled, and he's going to the line trying for 3. We've seen that multiple trips down the court now. Northrup driving inside, spinning around, and then just going up. Twice now he's been called for the foul on the exact same play, just opposite sides of the key.
Let's see that again. In through the double team, and it did not matter. Landon Northrup.
And he converts for 3. Banofsky goes inside. Going left. Knavelson drops it off. Hudson Mosgrip in the right place there and got the easy 2.
And so now Richland, even though that's a reach-in, that's Mount Si's 5th foul, so Landon Northrup will be going to the line and shooting 2. And you can see the frustration with their coach right there. Kind of a reach-in, just a mental error, and you do not want Northrup at the line for the Bombers.
Jason Griffith, experienced head coach for Mount Si,
he knows,
without question.
He knows a thing or two about the Dome. Both these coaches do. Northrup gets the second fall. Banofsky at the helm of this offense, goes inside to Menting. He'll keep it on the outside now. The double team on Hennig left him open. Now from 3-point land, Menting can't convert.
Good help defense from Skaka right there after he got Hornevet to jump on the pump fake.
Now Hornevet on the other end. He drops another one. 34-25. Mount Si needing to score here late in this first half to get some momentum going into the halftime break. Off the foot of Banovsky, they'll get it over to Mentink. Mentink going around Northrup, blocked off the glass. Only about a half second separate shot and game clock. Bombers can look for one last shot.
Yeah, you take your time here.
Northrup over to Hornavet. 10 on the clock. Hornavet pulls up from three-point land. In and out, brought in by the Wildcats from half court. Buzzer blows. Good shot, but it wouldn't have counted anyway. We'll be back here at halftime for the John L. Scott halftime or Realty halftime show after this.
And we're clear.
How you doing, Ian?
Oh, wow.
And welcome the Richland Conference cheer squad led by Captains Lily Houghton and Ian White. Performing their point song along with the Richland band.
Every school plays this song. Every school.
Yeah, everybody's.
Go Cougs.
Wow, okay.
Then let's hear it for Richland cheer squad and band.
1 minute.
Then follow WIAA on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook using the handle @WIAA or on TikTok handle @WIAA.WA. And on Facebook, we help you look at students and receive champion results. Today's video, we have more about everything at safety equipment. The partner with Broadway Sports Services, official NBA
30.
What other games do you have today, Max?
I have a couple this afternoon.
Got 15. In 5.
Welcome to the John L. Scott Realty Halftime Show. Get a free market analysis on your property. For Southwest Washington, contact Laura Lee Zuber at the Centralia John L. Scott office. Well, guys, we got ourselves a good first half between two really solid teams, and they're playing like it here this morning.
Two teams that played in that state championship last season. And from what we've seen in the first half, you see the statistics that jump out in field goal percentage right away for Richland, playing with a lot of post play with their presence with Landon Northrup. Lance Hornavet has had, in some ways, a quiet first half in many respects, and Richland also hitting their shots from the foul line, and we touched on it throughout the course of the first half about rebounds. Richland with that edge, and that's one of the reasons why they do have the lead on Mount Si. And it's been a case of the first quarter, a lot of Brady Hennig, and then Mount Si having to find scoring from other outlets. And in this case, Richland, with that depth that they bring, leads to a lot of questions from outside. Who can respond here?
Yeah, and I think one category I want to talk about is we've said these two really solid teams multiple times. If you look at 2 to 3 turnovers between the Wildcats and the Bombers, that's 5 turnovers total this game. Both these teams playing a very sound game in the sense that they're well coached, they're playing well, and they came to show up. They're not playing sloppy in a way that we often see in this morning game on playing for Sunday or playing for Saturday, but not a championship. You see these teams show up not really playing their A game. You look at these highlights, I mean, man, both these teams are playing smooth basketball. Just a couple missed shots here or there from Mount Si, and they're right in this. Could be a tie game.
Yeah, no, 100%. You're talking about missed shots, and I think that's the exact reason why we're talking about Richland leading this one by 9 going into the half. It's the fact that really pops out to me is their field goal percentage sitting at 56.5% in the entire first half. Extremely efficient, and that's not really a tenure to the defense or the Wildcats necessarily. I just think that Lance Hornbeck and Landon Northrop really took over. Even with defenders on their face, they've been hitting shots. So I wanted to see if they can kind of bring that in the second half, because that's really hard to shoot the exact same way. While on the other side of the ball, the Wildcats struggling a little bit more, shooting 38%, but they miss a lot of open looks. So if they could convert on those and kind of raise that percentage and take advantage of those opportunities, we could see this swing from outside in the second half extremely quick.
Yeah, and it's gonna have to come from people and from players on Mount Si other than Brady Hennig. Brady Hennig, he does everything right now, and he's doing everything in this first half. And if you want to win it, if you want to beat a team like Richland, you got to be able to spread the love, get more points from other people, because knowing Brady Hennig, he's gonna do what he's doing. They just need a little more.
Let's not discount him taking over a game too. We've seen him do it already. So for Brady Hennig, well, if there is one player that can mount a rally for his team on his own, Brady Hennig could be that guy for Mount Si, and he'll be quite the addition out in Boise in a little over a year from now, with Hennig being a Boise State commit. So it'll be fun to see him stay relatively in the Northwest.
He looks like a Division I player when you watch him, and you can usually tell.
Just a hunch.
You can usually tell when someone is or not, and he looks exactly like that.
Yeah,
now we'll go over some first half individual stats. We went over the team stats, and we'll start with Mount Si. Jake Bonofsky, he's got 1 point. Hudson Mosgrib, he's got 1 point. Brady Hennig, 14 points, leading all scoring for Mount Si. Drendan Knavelsrud, he added 2. Chase Mentink, he added 1 3-pointer. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple more 3-point shots attempted and to fall for Mount Si like they do, and they shoot very well when they get hot. And then another 2 added on by Liam Heidi. When you look at rebounds, though, Drendan Knavelsrud, he's been in there on the paint. He's got 5 total rebounds. He's been the one who's been able to help create the couple extra opportunities that the Wildcats have been able to get. On the other side of things, I said at the start of the game, Lance Hornbeck, Landon Northrop, they do basically everything for the offense. 15 points for Lance Hornbeck, leading scoring, and 13 points for Landon Northrop, and they both basically played the whole game so far.
Well, for Landon Northrop, the stat that jumps out, fans at home can't see it, 4 blocked shots, and something very common to see with Landon Northrop, with how he adds to the offense, but it's also his defense that speaks volumes for Richland.
When we look at the rest of the Bomber lineup, Josiah Skako has 2, as well as Silent Kiesel Kahane, and Jackson Woodard has 2. All starters have points for the Bombers, but that's it. When we look at rebounds, 17 rebounds for the Bombers, and that's leading Mount Si by 6. We'll take a break and be back here with second half action after this.
Yeah, we should be good.
Sorry, I thought you were pointing at the minutes. I was like,
no.
I was like an interesting stat.
No.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. I was like, that's an interesting stat for you to be like specifically pointing out, but
Yeah. Blackhawks are trading Mrazek to the Red Wings. Wow. What a blessing. Okay. You having fun?
Always.
That's what I like to hear.
Good.
We're having the time of our lives. We get to do this and get paid for it? Couldn't ask for more.
Do what you love, never work a day in your life.
Ain't that right?
What?
What?
How much time left?
How about, well, let's see.
We good. Just let it play.
Let's have fun. We got it. Take it away.
Second half of action is live here in the Tacoma Dome between the Bombers and the Wildcats. Opening possession for the Bombers, turnover, and it's exactly what Mount Sinai needs to start the second half.
Yeah, exactly. It's so tiring playing from behind, but when you have people like we talked about, Brady hanging and stuff like that, all you need to do is get one of those players to get hot and start making down and hit good shots. It just starts defensively. You can't cut a lead without getting stops.
Banofsky will be at the controls once again for the Wildcats. Mosgrip. Canavelsrud. Inside left hand off the glass. Bounces off the glass, bounces off the iron, and goes the Bombers' way. Hornavet to Northrup, wide open from three. Something you can't do is leave Northrup open from three-point land, and that's exactly why.
Largest lead of the game for Richland right out of the gate.
They'll keep it on the outside, get it to Hennig. Hennig driving, but fouled on the way by Josiah Skako. It's his second personal foul. First team.
First team.
Hennig inbounding all the way to the backcourt. He'll get it to Mosgrip. Hennig from a deep, deep three-point land. Can't connect, brought in by Hornavet. Northrup, he tries to answer again, can't connect, and rolls out for the Wildcats. Quick coast to coast, and gets 2 points. It's none other than Jake Banofsky.
Yeah, Banofsky not scared to go at 6'8" Lance Hornavet. He has that quick first step, and it's a little bit too tall and just not quick enough to be able to keep up with him. Good take from him.
Northrup over to Skako. Under 10 on the shot clock. They'll get it to Kiesel Kahane. Deep 2-point. No good off the iron. And the Wildcats will work quick with Hennig. Banofsky to Hennig, and they'll keep it on the outside. Inside, Canavelsrud. Tipped away by Kiesel Kahane. Kept alive, going through contact. Fouled on the way up, and he'll be shooting two. Going to the line is Drendon Canavelsrud.
Well, if you think this is early in the morning, tomorrow, winner of this game plays Camas at 8 a.m.
That's an early morning for all of us, isn't it?
Richland already played Camas this season. Narrow 2-point loss. If we were to see that matchup again, familiarity definitely.
It's only about a week familiarity, which is even more important. It's first round of the playoffs, so they faced off. Knavel's yet to make a free throw here in the open air dome. Woodard on the other end gets the Bombers to 40.
What a release from Jackson Woodard.
And Mount Si is going to have to step up a little bit. They're giving way too much space to his Bombers behind the arc, and they're making them pay for it.
Knavel's inside, kicks it out to their side of the three-point line. Driving, off-ball fouls called. On Lance Hornevet, that'll be his second personal. 2 quick fouls for Hornevet here in the third quarter. Back-to-back trips down the court.
And if I'm Mount Si, I'm taking a look at those 2 quick fouls and maybe attacking him down low in the paint, maybe forcing him to use a little bit too much physicality. He might be a little frustrated right now and pick up his third, because that's somebody that you might want to get taken out of the game for the Wildcats if you want to try to go on a run.
Inside foul called through contact, rolls out. Knavel's upset. He thought he was going to have a 3-point opportunity. He gets his first free throw to drop.
Look at that again from Knavel's through the contact, and Josiah Skako, not much you can do that instance.
Now it's Hornevet. There'll be a foul called on Liam Heidi. Tried to come in and get that ball. Thought it was going to be a jump ball call. They'll say he got a piece of the arm first.
Yeah, wrong placement.
Yeah, and one of the people checking in for Mount Si, Chase Mentick, and I'd like to see him get started, because outside of Brady Hagen in the first half of this game, he shot the second most shots, only knocking one of them down. He had a lot of open looks, so if he could get started right here and knock down a couple of them open ones, that'd be huge.
3-point attempt, no good by Northrop, kept alive by Kiesel Kalhane. Now Hornevet driving, spinning around across the key, up and under, good from Lance Hornevet.
Sporting on the turn cycles, Lance Hornevet.
It was a tip and then a foul called on Kiesel Kalhane. His second personal. On the line for the Wildcats, Jimmy Potapis gets his first to go. Four minutes left in this third, and Mount Si's in bonus, which could be the push they need to get over the hump. When you're shooting free throws on every foul for 4 minutes, you could end up on the line a lot of times. On the other end, it's the Bombers. Driving is Northrop. Up and over Hennig. Another 2-pointer for Northrop.
And Northrop 3 inches shorter than Hennig, but just so physical and so demanding down there. Great layup.
Speed.
Great take there by Jake Bonofsky. It'll be a full timeout called. And we'll take a quick break and be back here with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left remaining in the third quarter.
Clear. Yeah, think we might be into narrative talking?
Yeah.
If the game like this, as storyline, drawing up Camas rematch. Yeah, seniors.
Well, both these teams are young.
Yeah.
So,
which there's only 2 on each roster.
yeah.
So.
And for the Bombers, you won't see either senior.
Yeah, you won't see either senior play.
Jake Panofsky, we'll talk about Jake Panofsky. It's his final high school game.
Yeah, and Jack Bowie.
2 seconds.
This is the WIAA State Basketball Championships brought to you by Giesa Credit Union. All the live championship action is on the NFHS network. 4 minutes and 15 remaining in the third. The Bombers are on the brink of pulling away and making it almost impossible for the Wildcats to come back. The Wildcats in a full court press, looking to force a couple turnovers and get the momentum back on their side. Over to Moore. Now they have Hennig on Northrop. Down low to Hornavet. The Bombers take an opportunity because they move Hennig off of Hornavet to get a hand in the face of Northrop. Well, that worked, but what they didn't realize is that they were just going to go back inside to Hornavet. Good find off the hands, out of bounds. It'll be Wildcat ball. Menting, driving. Through contact of Braylon Edwards, and gets the bucket to drop.
And that's my guy right there. I wanted Menting to get started because he, outside of Hennig, he's taking the most amount of shots. So maybe seeing that one to fall for him will get something going and go on a mount side run.
Driving is Northrop, spinning around. High floater, same shot we've seen multiple times, and the same result.
Pretty sure we just watched a replay.
Northrop now with 20 points this morning. Menting driving. Gets trapped looking for someone. Finds Canavalsrud. Inside on Hornavet. He goes up off the glass. It'll be a missed opportunity. The Bombers work quick across the timeline with Hornavet. Driving off the glass. He'll take it all the way.
We've said it all day. It's the mismatch. 6-8 wins a lot of the time.
Panofsky driving to Hennig. Hennig spinning around. Bounces around and falls out in favor of the Bombers. And they'll slow things down and set up shop. Foul called on Hornavet's way to the rim. They'll give that foul to Jake Panofsky.
And the Bombers, their offense here is a very fast-paced offense. They love moving in the transition. Don't take a lot of time to take a shot. And Mount Si, they're playing from behind, and it's so tiring to play from behind, especially when this Bomber offense is so fast. It's going to be hard for them to come back in this one.
That time Northrop looked for a high lob to Lance Hornavet from across the court. Just a little misconnection there, out of bounds. It'll be Mount Si ball. It's plays like that you can run when you have someone who's 6'8" and athletic.
That's how Richland has been stout all year.
Deep three-point attempt by Menting. Couldn't connect. Moore got it, but he stole it right back. Three-point shot. Rattles around. No good. Northrop, guarded by Hennig. Back to Northrop in the cutting. Finds a cutting Edwards. Back to three-point land, and they'll keep it on the outside. Moore drives. He goes up through contact, fouled, and he's going to the line trying for two.
.148 left in the third. Think about an 8 a.m. game, waking up extra early, and you're used to playing 7 o'clock tip-off, 7:30. But 8 a.m., that is one where for some, they'll like to stay at home. For others, making the trip all well worth it, and it'll be the final game of the season for both Camas and looking to be Richland at this point.
Nate Moore sinks both of them. It'll be a full timeout, and we'll stay here, and that'll give me an opportunity to tell you about Seattle Children's.
Oh, let me hear about it.
When an injury takes your kid out of the game, the team at Seattle Children's is here for you. With the most experienced orthopedics and sports medicine professionals in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle Children's All-Star team will get your kid back in the game and back to being a kid. Learn more at seattlechildrens.org. Well, 50-33, 17-point lead the Bombers currently hold. Danny, we talked about it. About this is close to being almost unreachable.
Well, for Mount Si, as far as their season is concerned, they've had a season built for tremendous success, and sometimes when things don't go the way that you would expect, with unfortunate sequences, you have to roll with the punches. And for Mount Si, able to come through with such a huge win against Auburn, regional playoffs, almost a very tense game, showed the character of this team. Down early and then forcing Auburn to go cold second quarter.
Panofsky tried to go across the key, intercepted by Michael Ravel. Hornevet to Moore. Moore to Northrup. Inside Hornevet, working his feet around, foul called. And they'll say it was a shooting foul, so he'll be going to the line trying for two. That'll be Stanfield's first personal foul, fourth team. The Bombers, since they put Mount Si in bonus, have been smart with fouls. Mount Si hasn't been back to the stripe this third quarter.
And with that free throw, Lance Hornbeck and Landon Northrup both with 20 points, combining for the 40 of the Bombers' 51. So, I mean, obviously, you do your game plan, you strategize. You know Lance and Landon, the two main scorers, but they are really showing off tonight.
And it's hard with two because Brady Hennig has been able to keep a hand in the face and play really good defense on Landon Northrup. But since they have two players scoring 20-plus points a game, it's hard because you have one really good defender. Which one do you want to choose?
Yeah.
That time, Northrup tried to go across the key, tipped out of bounds by Hennig.
And as you were saying, Max, Brady Hennig is the tallest person on the court. So you put him on Landon Northrup, it just means Lance Hornbeck is having somebody even smaller guarding him down low. So it's just a hard sequence, and that kind of comes down to Mount Si also losing Lat Ford, the #1 junior in the state, with a knee injury. So that was unfortunate for them, and maybe different things could have happened and written a different story, but Mount Si doing everything they can with what they have.
Another play there. Hornevet skied up, got the tip in. You saw it. Brady Hennig's athletic ability. Well, you see it right there as well. That time can't connect, but creating the space and opportunity to have that shot is what's impressive. Northrup, sidestep three-pointer, and he buries it.
It's not a state championship, but a little bit of factor of revenge, maybe you could say, for Landon Northrup.
I'd say for the two guys that started for Richland in that state championship, I think they have a little bit of revenge. Both sitting at 23 points in the third quarter. Inside, Hornevet, he goes up through contact off the backboard, and it drops. At the end of the third, trying to get one last bucket, can't fall. 59-35. Man, was that a successful quarter for the Richland Bombers, now leading by 24.
3 touchdowns and 3 two-pointers. Oh, we're gonna give him a contract. NHL.
For who?
For Wyatt Johnston, Dallas Stars player, big NHL guy.
That's what you want to do, right?
Oh yeah, still is.
Because who'd you call for a while?
I did a team in Texas for a little
Okay,
bit.
that's right.
Yeah. That was after we met.
Yeah.
We got
Corpus Christi, right?
That's
Christi,
right. Yep. 3 seconds.
This is the WIAA State Basketball Championships brought to you by Geesa Credit Union. All the live championship action is on NFHS Network. 59-35. Here with just 8 minutes remaining for one of these two teams looking like Richland. They'll be playing tomorrow at 8 a.m. But from outside, it looks like it's going to be 8 minutes for the rest of their season. Some of these players will be the last time they see the court and wear a Mount Si jersey. One of those being Jake Banofsky, starter for Mount Si. Both these teams have the depth and the youth to keep it alive, to keep their programs alive. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is foreshadowing what we saw last year in a state championship with the young players on both these teams. Wide open three-pointer, no good by Menting. Brought in by Hennig to the corner. Short on the attempt, brought in by Hornevet. Inside, Kiesel Kalhane. He goes up, tipped away. Really good play there on the defensive side by Taylor Stanfield. There'll be a foul called on Woodard. Brady Hennig will inbound. Looking for the ball right back, but didn't get it. Tried to get it back to him, but it's tipped away by Northrop. Driving inside. No, not able to get it to fall and find his way to the rim was Hudson Mosgrip, but on the other end, Kiesel Kalhane got a wide open two-pointer.
And what a find by Northrop, getting his first pass swatted and still looking right down court to find Kiesel Kalhane.
Over the top of Skako. We'll keep it on the outside. Inside, Hennig making shots happen. Wow. What an athletic play. Quick working Bombers. Woodard not able to get it to fall on the other end. Blocked by Hornevet. Hennig goes right back at him and missed that chance. Now it's Skako. He goes up and slams it down.
And Josiah Skako, we know him primarily on defense, but right there showing off the bunnies on the transition fast break.
Hennig, three-point shot off the front iron. Man, he had an amazing first quarter. And Northrop now, it's his turn.
And now the Bombers just having a little bit of fun, up by a lot right now. And now the Bombers are celebrating off that timeout. A good one for them.
We'll stay right here. I just said it, but Brady Hennig having that first quarter of 14 points, and it just hasn't continued. And you saw right there, Hornevet blocked him, got another opportunity and missed it. On the other end, Skako, he slams it down.
How about those back-to-back dunks for Skako? And then don't forget Lance Hornevet and Landon Northrop also with flushes. So yeah, it's been proficient for Richland through and throughout. And after meeting a week ago against Camas, playing them again, obviously not the stakes that you want, but to be able to say that you placed in the state tournament is such an accomplishment that very few teams are able to say. So the opportunity to play for fourth place, doesn't matter what time, 8 a.m., 8 p.m., 2 a.m., it doesn't matter. To play for a spot, for a placement in state is so special for a program, and one that can carry optimism into next year. And although Richland has that chance, still Mount Si again with their presence and what they're able to provide. Plenty of key stars. They'll have Lat Ford back. Additionally, this is going to be a dangerous team in the future.
I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of these two teams is playing in the championship next year. Banofsky,
or even meeting again for the third year in a row.
Exactly. Both these teams so young and so talented, and both these programs are they're so well established that even though both these two teams feel like it might be a little bit of disappointment that they're not playing on 9 p.m. on Saturday, as Northrop gets the turnaround shot to go. They're not playing on 9 p.m. on Saturday, but they are playing here in the Dome, and most teams don't get to make it here. And the fact that both these teams know that I'm sure both of them feel a little bit disappointed in their run here, but they can't because it's here in the Dome. You're one of the top 16 teams that makes it here, and both these teams are here basically every year. And if not, it's an off year.
Yeah, and for programs to say that you're not playing in semifinal or deep into the state tournament is one thing, and when you have an established dynasty, you can say, in the district and the region, and that speaks volumes to a program and how a future can be developed. So, yeah, no surprise you would expect both these two teams.
Step back shot from Banofsky. He gets it from the elbow.
Boy, you have to imagine what's going on through his head. Jake Banofsky, final high school game, his career.
Northrop to Woodard, and they'll keep it outside. Now it's Hornavet. And Northrop over to Woodard. They'll just swing it around. Under 5 on the clock. Tipped away, Mount Side ball. Banofsky working quick. Great find to Hennig. He gets it up and he slams it down. Athleticism displayed here in this game is crazy, and it doesn't surprise any of us because the types of players that are playing here at the state tournament and for both these teams. Deep 2, no good from Hornavet. Northrop tries to get the three-pointer to fall, and that'll bounce off the shot clock, outside ball.
It did fall.
It did fall.
Though. Gravity undefeated. Isn't it? Is Gravity undefeated?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should be, at least. If not, it's a weird situation going on.
But yeah, for Mount Si, sure, it doesn't end the way you hope it to.
Banofsky tried to get another one. Well, tipped away to right into the hands of Skako in the right place at the right time. That might be the definition of it.
It almost looked like a handoff, like in a football game. Skako just came right through there, and with all that momentum, not surprised he just was able to lay it home.
Foul called on Skako. His 4th personal. Kiesel Kahane will get subbed out for Michael Ravel. Mentink to the corner. Connects from three-point land. It's Hudson Mosgrip.
What a year for Chase Mentink, who began this season at Auburn, goes on to be a part of the team that would beat his old team in the regional playoffs. Such a spirited game against those Trojans last week.
Hornavet inside working. Barber's got a pair of players at 27. Mosgrip, Banofsky inside. He's at a great 4th quarter. Last 4th quarter he'll have of high school basketball. Edwards over to Northrop. Pull up from the elbow. Northrop, no good. Canavelsrud blocked by Skako, and it's going the other way. Bomber ball.
And so I couldn't talk about Skako's defensive ability enough, but there he goes there. And right now, Richland Bombers checking in. There are only 2 seniors on the team, number 12, Zach Rose, and number 5, Parker Schultz.
As well as for Mount Si, Jack Bowie, the other senior on this team. He checks in to the game. Some of the final.
That'll be it for Brady Hennig for this season. He'll be back.
He'll be back. Most of this team will be back, and they're going to be playing for something as Hornevet slams it down.
Now in the scoring lead. He's got 29.
Bowie. They'll keep it on the outside with Kaufman. Back to Bowie. Menting, deep three-point land. No good at the shot clock. Timeout called as Northrop was marching down the court. 30-second timeout as the Bombers will take the remainders of their starters out. 29 and 27 points from Lance Hornevet and Landon Northrop. It's been an impressive show, as you can take a look there at Brady Hennig's rim grazer dunk that he got. And you can't discredit Hennig's performance here this morning. Just such a well-rounded player, both defensively and offensively. Like you said, Danny, he'll be back, and we're gonna say his name a lot next year, and more than this year, and that's saying something.
The stock from outside for next year has to be state championship or bust, you can say, with how they're so talented.
Inside layup, no good by Caden Schultz.
Pass went straight off of Jake Panofsky's face.
Panofsky spending his last minute of play time in high school as they go up to Revelle. Zach Rose, he goes up for the putback, no good. 45 seconds now remain as the Bombers will be playing the Camas Papermakers tomorrow morning. Mount Si, their season will be wraps. But Jack Bowie, he fires from three. And that won't go in for him. Schultz to Schultz, no good. Caden Schultz now gets the putback. It'll be a foul called here with 15 seconds remaining on the clock. Bombers lead by 29.
Yeah, so the Bombers and the Papermakers both obviously getting two big wins by double digits tonight. Now they're going to face each other tomorrow with a lot of momentum, so I'm excited to see how that one will go.
Zach Rose, the senior, tried to get a dunk at the end of this game, one of the last of two games of his high school career. 75-46. The Bombers come out on top over the Mount Si Wildcats. We'll be back with our post-game show from Alderson's Ward West.
Thought that was going to be a closer game.
Yeah, with console games, you never know what to expect.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how it goes in these games. It's just one team blows out the other. One team woke up a lot better.
Here, let me see this. Can I see your pen real quick? My pencil's broken.
Okay, I'll do it then. You see this stupidity?
I know. I gotta put some sunglasses on.
Why do you do that? Why? Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. I'm not turning on your headset. It's his fault. All his fault.
Look, I can't help that this kid wants to be like you.
I don't want to be like you, Allie. I'm not afraid to say that. Completely different.
Why are you yelling?
I'm not yelling. I am not. Ooh, ow. Ow.
You don't want to have a repeat of volleyball, do you?
Okay.
How much time?
5 seconds.
It's time to wrap up this broadcast with Alderson's Award West postgame show. For trophies, awards, t-shirts, and so much more, go to aldersons.net for their full catalog. Well, fellas, we had ourselves what we thought was going to be a nail-biter. Even after the first quarter, a really close game. 75-46 was the final score. What did Richland do so well that ended up getting them to that point?
Well, it was their talent, and it was from their two guards. Landon Northrup having incredible performance, Lance Hornavet, and then having a lot of presence in the paint, and we see it with the field goal percentage. 57%, 40% from distance, also going proficient from the line. Richland checks the boxes off all across the board. This was a true team win for a Richland side. Now they get to play first, having the 10:30 contest. Now they have the benefit of playing in the morning at 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Exactly. They got to wake up even earlier. And Camas has been waking up early, and they've had 9 a.m. games two days in a row. So we'll see how that plays to their advantage. But I think that last stat category, 43-21, doubled their rebounds, which is always impressive. But the fact that it was truly incredible to see how many rebounds and how many second chance opportunities that the Bombers were able to get this afternoon. I think that'll lead us right into our MVP of the game, brought to you by Thorbecks Athletic Clubs. Strong today, stronger tomorrow, and strongest together at Thorbecks. Guys, we have a little bit of discussion on this one. What do you guys think?
I think you got to give it to Landon Northrup. I know Lance Hornavet ended up finishing with 2 more points, but obviously Northrup having 4 blocks in the first half. He was getting multiple rebounds. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up finishing with a double-double once these stats come in. So I think Northrup all around just played so well on either side. There's no way you couldn't give it to him.
Oh yeah, playing a full court game. Landon Northrup having quite the first half when you have 4 blocks in the game and in the first half, and then we'll see what the story for half number 2, but Northrup had his fingerprints all over the game, so yeah, no surprise that Northrup with MVP honors.
Yeah.
I think the storyline of their next season for both these two teams, they had a young team this year. Both teams did. Both star players in Brady Hennig, and for the Bombers, Hornavet and Northrup, they're returning next year, and I would not be surprised if we're calling them in the evening of Saturday playing for a championship, at least one of those two teams. It was an exciting game. The Bombers come out on top, 75-46. And that'll wrap things up on to this morning's show. Thank you for joining us, Max Schuster, Danny DeBach, and Rylan Hubbard. Thank you, and have a great rest of your day.
And we're clear.
Good call, guys. Sorry, I was a little rough.